Yeah. Check, check. And the waves crash against the shore. Good Lord. All right. We made it. As the final wave crashes against the shore, I don't want to bore you with the details, but technical difficulties stopped us from... They didn't want us to be great tonight on STEM research. The Gym Addict, what up? Sensei, D-Town, Miss Chris, how's everyone doing? Thank you for making it. I've never been late to class. I will honestly say that this show starts on time every day. Thank you so much, Lesson, for I've literally been staring into this computer. You blocked, Miss Chris? Come on, your family. You were here from the jump. I don't block people. Actually, that is Lesson's job to block folks. But I don't do that. Yeah, we just had some real technical difficulties. Had to reboot the computer and, just a whole bunch of stuff. Reboot the apps a bunch of times. Like, why is nothing working? And then I realized that I had my mixer plugged into my USB hub, and the USB hub was plugged into itself. The USB hub that I use to never mind. I'm an idiot. And I was like, what's going on? So I had to go through the cords. I'm like, Why is the USB hub plugged into itself and not into the computer? No wonder nothing is working. So, uh, then the computer just took forever to reboot, and uh, then I got to get a new program because me and Logic Pro are not friends. We were friends. We're friends when it comes to doing my edits. Oh, it's great for that. But STEM research is starting to get a little funky. It is what it is. Money Shot Kill, what are you doing? Why are you here? Your squad is on the verge of entering chip. You know what? Let me tell you something. I have not watched a full playoff game since these playoffs started. I do not watch my teams because my teams have been letting me down for 50 years. All right. I'm born and raised in Milwaukee. I moved to Chicago about 25 years ago. So I am like an adopted son. But wherever it is you're from, you're going to show love to that. I mean, especially the first 30 years of my life were spent in Milwaukee. So I was 5 years old when the Bucks won the chip in '71. And yes, I do remember it because I talk about songs and stems on this show that I remember like yesterday. So certainly I remember them winning in 1971. Also remember them I remember them tricking it in 1974. I remember all of the great Bucks teams of the 1980s. I remember the Milwaukee Brewers making it to the finals in 1982. I remember them being up 3-2. And then losing Game 6 and then Game 7, and thereby tricking the entire series against the St. Louis Cardinals. And that's what my home teams have been doing, with the exception of the Packers, who won in 1997 and 2010 or 11, right? Other than that, Packers been to the NFC Championship the last 3 straight years, lost 3 straight years, 2 or 3. It doesn't matter. I never watch those games. I'm not watching this game tonight because I don't like 2.5 hours of angst. I don't like the heartbreak and the feeling that you feel when the team loses. Say the Bucks lose tonight. If I don't commit 2.5 hours to that game, when I find out that they lost, it's like, oh, they lost. That sucks. That really, really sucks. But if you watch the game, you feel all of that angst and disappointment and heartbreak, and you watch 68,000 people walking home dejected. All right? So, since I did watch the last Super Bowl that the Packers were in, and I had to because I was DJing that day at a lounge in Milwaukee. So I did watch a couple of the playoff games, but I promise you, all the way back to Brett Favre throwing the interception against the New York Giants, I have not watched a Wisconsin-based team in a deep playoff run in close to 20 years. I don't do that to myself anymore. After the Packers lost to the Broncos in '98, I was like, I am done doing this to myself. Oh, dear Lord, if I had taken that approach for Game 7 in 2016, you're killing me, Mike. 2016. Shalise R., thank you for joining us. So that's my little random reasoning. A lot of times people are fans. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a fan of Chicago teams. I'm a fan of my hometown Milwaukee teams. I love to see them go far. But they disappoint, man. They disappoint. So I'm not going to get myself all drawn up. I know that some people were like, Mike Love must be watching the Bucks play. He couldn't do it. Nope. I would rather be here doing STEM research. That's the main reason I stopped sports gambling. I take it way too personal when I lose. You know what, man? And that sports gambling is so addictive because they give you house money. And I don't know if you're talking about the app. Oz, the app thing is crazy now. Like you know, back in the day, you had to go to a casino and actually play and parlay and all that other stuff and take in the atmosphere. Man, now you just download the app, and at least in Illinois, you have to now, back in 2020, you didn't have to do this. Like, you didn't have to go, you have to go face to face to the actual casino to like show them your face, and then they like give you the thumbs up, and you're in the app. But in 2020, that wasn't the case. But in 2021, that's the case now. So, yeah, gambling, don't do it, kids. But do I have money on this game? Well, I might have money on this game. I don't normally bet on sports and basketball, but I might have money on this game. That said, it is time for STEM research. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a great lineup of STEMs on today's show. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for waiting for the show to start. Thank you for the text messages that people sent me. It was like, where's the show? What's going on? Because people know that you can set your clock by me. I am a person that is on time. And if I'm not on time, then something's wrong. So people are literally texting me like, is everything all right? But it's just like in the DJ booth when something's going wrong with the sound and you step up to the booth and you're like, hey, is everything all right? Obviously not. Obviously everything's not okay because there's no sound. So if you don't mind, I'll just give me some time to get it together. So needless to say, I did not respond to any of those texts because I was getting it together. So let's make sure that we have sound that works before I, get really deep into all of this, because yesterday we also had some issues with the sound. Let's hit play. All right, that looks like we got sound. That looks like sound. All right, and let's play it again. Let me make sure I have levels. Hey, the music. Yes, that is one of our STEMs tonight for STEM research. All right, that's good. We have sound. All right, so what is the show? Why do we do the show? Who's here and who's on it? The name of the show is STEM Research. Song tracks, essential music. That is what STEM breaks down to be defined by. STEMs are the master tracks of your favorite songs. The instrumental, the drums, the bass, the kicks, the snare, the hi-hat. All of those things, the bongos, the congos, the strings, every single instrument combines to make the songs. They are the DNA of the song tracks that you hear. So we have a bunch of stems on this show, and we basically go through them track by track. We isolate the vocals, we isolate the instrumental parts, we isolate the drums, the keyboards, and we just geek out and just hear things in songs that we did not know existed in songs. And sometimes we're surprised, sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's odd or unique, and sometimes it's really very dope. So tonight on STEM Research, we have 3 songs. The Roots, The Next Movement from their 1999 album, Things Fall Apart, which is, of course, their best album. Great album, man. My favorite Roots album. That Roots album is so good that they've had to fight their entire career, their fans wanting another Things Fall Apart type album. But they're stubborn. And they're like, no, we're not giving you Mos Def and Common and all of the celebrities. Who else was on that? Malik B was a part of the Roots in that time. Dice Raw, Beanie Siegel, a young Beanie Siegel, was on that album. Just an incredible album from them, and one of my favorite hip hop albums of all time, top to bottom. It's a top to bottom album. I like to call my favorites top to bottom, meaning obviously you can listen to the song from the first song all the way through the last and with no skips. The second song we'll do on STEM Research tonight, we've got some Michael Jackson. We must do a Michael Jackson or Jackson 5 song every week because it's Michael. And he is such a genius in the studio, and we always learn something about the songs that we've heard 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times. PYT from Thriller is on STEM Research tonight, and I'm guaranteeing you will hear something in this song that you did not know existed. Not to mention some vocal takes from Michael that are different from what made the final take. And we will wrap tonight's show up with David Bowie's number one tune from 1975, Fame, the blackest song that he ever made outside of Let's Dance. But Let's Dance was still very pop-oriented, even though it was produced by Nile Rodgers. This song was produced by David Bowie and his people in 1975, and it just was a funky little ditty. Went to number 21 on the black chart, surprisingly. And, of course, I got stories about that. So we will dive into all of that on this show today. So the next movement, the ha-ha movement, I decided that I wanted to do more rap on the show this week, so we will have a rap song in STEM research every day of this week. I chose the next movement, because I had the stems, duh. And it's really a cool little song. It's a really simple. I don't want to say simple, because when you say simple, it takes away from the hard work that the artist put into the song. No song is simple, but it is a very easy to digest. It's got cuts and scratches on it. Normally the cuts and scratches are handled by Scratch, the beatboxing the crew, who does like mouse scratches, but they actually got Jazzy Jeff. There's another guest celebrity on this album. DJ Jazzy Jeff cuts up the hoo-ha's on this song, and a whole lot of other things, some get on ups, background vocals by the Jazzy Fat Nasties, which in my opinion is one of the worst names in R&B history. I remember I was on okplayer.com. okplayer.com is the Roots official website back in the message board era, way before social media. But let me tell you something. Everything that I know about social media today, I learned on okplayer.com, because the message board era set you up. It taught you everything about popularity and assholes and trolls, everything you need to know about the internet. I learned on the message board days. And the duo Jazzy Fat Nasties debuted while that website was up. And they used to call them the Jazzies for short, and they had a pretty decent first album. As a matter of fact, they have a very dope song on that album that is a big steppers record in the city of Chicago. But I remember going to see D'Angelo in concert at the Chicago Theater, and they opened for him. And I remember I had my assistant with me at the time, and she was like, "Who are the Jazzy Fat Nasties? What kind of name is that? Is that a rap group?" I was like, "No, it's an R&B group. There's some two girls," and the way it's written and everything, it does look like, oh, that's real bougie. That's real, Jazzy Fat Nasties. They're jazzy, their style is fat, and they get nasty on the vocals. But I'm talking about the average person. So I always thought that was the worst name. They should have just called them the Jazzies because that's what they nicknamed them, the Jazzies. But they got a decent one album, and I'm not doubting that their name held back on them, because you got to think like the average person. Sometimes these intellectuals, they be on another level, which is why I'm so glad I'm not an intellectual. So Black Thought on the lead rap. This is the Roots crew and its Roots crewiest, right? Hub on bass, Kamal on the keys, and Questlove on drums. So, like I said, Jazzy Jeff on the cuts. We will start with the instrumental of the song, and then we will move our way through the tracks so you can get to know the greatness that is the next movement from the Roots, from the Things Fall Apart album. The Grammy Award winning, because they won a Grammy. I forgot. Erykah Badu is on that album too. Badu, I'm sorry, in my red voice. Here we go. Stayed in the movies television section, OKP back in the day. I'm not surprised, Eastern. You definitely are ahead. You definitely are OKP type. But the music, yeah, absolutely. The lesson. The lesson was a great place to be. Stupid name. Dark Paradox, thank you for joining us. Love this the very first time I heard it. Me too, man. Let me tell you something. I promise you, this Roots album, it's just one of the great albums of the late 90s, man. This came out around the same time as Black on Both Sides. Mos Def, I mean, their whole crew was killing it. Common came out with like Water for Chocolate. I mean, what was it? The Soul Quarians. D'Angelo dropped. Erykah Badu was dropping. Man, their crew was like untouchable for like 3 years. Yeah, they were the stuff, man. Thank you for joining us, everyone. While we rock out to this instrumental, I'll just pull up some names of some people. It's rap, so, you know, it doesn't really change up too much, right? You guys know how I feel about rap. I give rap such a hard time. Knowing damn well I was weaned on rap in the 80s, just like y'all. Brown Eyes, set 1970. Thank you for joining us, Brown Eyes. Cove Valley, Dark Paradox. D-Town 847 alerted me that if you would like to subscribe for free and you have Amazon Prime, you can do that. So if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to this channel for a month for free. All right? So if you got Prime, do that. It's free for a month. Eastern 001, GG Gigovman, Carla Nicole 84, Miss Chris, Niclusive, Operator M's, Oz Radio, Shalicer, Simsei, Skippy Skip, and the Gym Addict. Thank you all for joining us. Saw them perform the whole album at the Roots Picnic 2 years ago. Amazing. Jill Beanie, Raphael Sadiq, Bilal, Common, everyone came out. Yeah. It's a classic album. And shout out to you for going to the Roots Picnic. Okay. All right, young lady. Going to Philly. You know you're going to be. You said your name like me. She knows she's gonna be Shalicer forever, man. I know it's Shalice R, but she's Shalicer to me. All right, so we use that as a music bed, right? That was not supposed to be a talk bed. I was supposed to let that breathe, but all right. So the next movement by the Roots. The next movement. Come on, get on up. Man, I love the cuts and scratches. This is a great song. This is a great song. So let's start out with Questlove on the drums. Kick, snare, clap. Let's take the clap out. Oh my God, the Dilla clap. Is that the Dilla clap? The delay clap? I'm sure it is. Listen to this. Oh, so 1999 on that clap. Listen to that. So Dilla on that clap. Are they? All right, so this is the snare and the clap. Not on time, of course. Of course. All right, two snare tracks. All right, let's drop some bass in there. Hub on bass, no longer with the group. Leonard Hubbard. He was the guy, the chew stick guy. He always had the licorice in his mouth, man. The Roots. The Roots circa 99, 2000. Uneffable. They put on a great show at the House of Blues in Chicago. They came out to, what is the song that starts out with the Schoolie D? Where they're, Questlove is walking through the House of Blues like beating on a can, in the can, or whatever he's beating on his microphone. Without a Doubt. They came out to Without a Doubt, the song with Lady B on it. Lady B doing the hook. That was so dope, man. Shows were so dope in that era. So dope. Incredible. All right. Let's just give you just the bass on that. All right. Very deep bass. Now that's actual bass. That's not keyboard bass. All right, let's go through some of the other instruments and some of the other. Kamal on the keys. So there's a sounds like someone rubbing something on the shaker track. Bass line. Clap your hands to the beat. Come on, let's just clap your hands. Welcome to class, STEM research. I play the stems and do the research, so you don't have to. Sit back, welcome to class. We started a little late tonight, but hey, that happens sometimes in the world, right? All right, so let's go to the beginning of the track. Let's drop the bass and the clap out. Let's pull Jeff's cuts up. Jeff has 3 tracks of cuts. Let me be clear that the ha-has, I'm a DJ, right? That's how I got into all of this, is DJing. I never have been a cut scratch guy, meaning I appreciate it, understand it, love it, but I have never been able to do all of that. I was always a blend guy. All of my DJ heroes were always guys that could hold a blend for 8 days, right? To this day, I'm still that guy. I'm the blend guy. I've never been the cut scratch guy, but I have always been a fan of it. Always. I love me some dope cuts. And Jazzy Jeff gives you dope cuts. Let's take those from the top. Jeff on the ha-has, man. Let's put the clap in there. That's what she said. I love that part. Let's go back. Let's take the clap out. That really plays well in the song as well. All right, so let's go to the next set of cuts. You can hear the vocal leaking into the track. All right, so now we have 3 cuts. We have the ha-has from Public Enemy #1. We have Get On Up from Get On Up, Get Into It, Get Involved, or is that Sex Machine? Everybody, okay, Get Into It, Get Involved, and Word Up from Jimbrowski. Oh, look at this guy naming the cuts. Who sampled? My kids call me a human walking who sampled, because anything they have a question, is anybody else on that, like on the feed like that? Kids ask about something, it's like, oh my God, bro, you're a walking, talking who sampled. I'm like, be proud of your dad. I know something. All right, so just the get on ups. All right, so let's back up and we'll do the, because I'm a DJ and we got time. Let's do the second level of cuts, which was the word ups.
Word up.
Don't front on the Jimmy.
Word up.
From the acapella of Jimbrowski.
Word up.
All right, so now we back it up and just give you the ha-has from Public Enemy #1. Jeff's so nice, man. He's so nice. All right, let's move up to the next set of cuts. Thank you, Jeffrey Towns. Now the cuts will change. Well, they'll change at the end. Okay, so let's back that up and just give me the ha's, because now he's doing just the ha from the ha. DJ Geek shit with the clap. Ooh, nice, Jeffrey. Like I said, I'm a fan of cuts. So now at the end, he's gonna do the walk from Buffalo Gals, if I'm not mistaken. No, it didn't. I know that wah is in here somewhere. Don't throw me off, Jeff. Catch me slipping. Maybe it's in another track, because there's definitely a wah in this record. Doom, doom, doom. Okay, it's not in here, but it is on the record because I know that record very well. All right, let's get to some vocals. We got Black Thought and the background vocals handled by the Jazzies, and I think they really do a great job of just bouncing with the with the vibe of the song, that little bouncy bum bum bum. So we're gonna start with them. Let's find the keys. Let's put Kamal on the keys with their background vocals. STEM research with the Roots. Love that. Love those backgrounds. Sound like they got shot at the end there. Questlove snare. It's like a delay on that. They definitely flew those vocals. All right, let's take it back to the beginning. Let's get some Black Thought in here. Black Thought is on 3 tracks. Thought 1, Thought Box 1, Thought Box 2, Thought Box 3, and let's punch out.
Come on.
I'm sorry, I need to hear the ha-has during that because that's what I'm used to hearing on the song. All right, let's take it to the beginning. Let's take it back.
Come on. And yes, y'all, you are now in tune to the sounds of the legendary Foundation. Come on, touch this.
Check it out. P5D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop.
What you doing?
Come on.
Set it in motion.
It's the next move. Come
movement.
on.
You listening?
Stop.
What you doing?
Oh, there's a whole track now punched in. All right, right. Oh, that's background box. Background box. Okay. All right. Sorry. Let's move it up.
The legendary Foundation. Come on, touch this.
Yeah. Check it out. P5D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop.
What you doing?
Come on.
Set it in motion.
It's the next move. Come
movement.
on.
You listening?
Stop.
What you doing? Set it in motion.
Word up, we got the ha-ha music, ha-ha music, the ha-ha music, ha music, the ha-ha music, the ha music, the ha-ha music, ha music. Yo, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's how we usually.
All right, so let's take that back without Jeff's cuts, and it's 3 different tracks that he's doing that on. So
Hot music, the hot music, the hot music, the hot music, yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. This directed to whoever in listening range. 1.
Black rain falling from the sky looks strange. The ghetto was red hot, we stepping on flames. Yo, it's inflation on the price for fame, and it was all the same. But then the antidote came. The black thought, L syllabus out the fifth. This heavyweight rap shit I'm about to lift like a father lift up his seed to sunlight. I plug in the mic, draw like a gunfight. I never use a cordless or stand applaudless. Sipping chlorophyll out of ill silver gauntlets. I'm like a faucet, monopolies the object. There ain't no way to cut this tap. You got to get wet. Your head is throbbing and I ain't said shit yet. The roots crew the next movement. Come on.
Come on, touch this. Say it
And
on
yes,
and on and
y'all.
on.
all right, let's take
You
back.
are now in tune to the sounds of the legendary.
Come on. What foundation?
Take out
Come
the
on.
main track.
Yeah,
Background.
yeah. You go, hey, you listen and stop what you're doing and set it in motion. It's the next movement. You listen and stop what you're doing and set it in motion. Word up, we got the hot music, the hot music, the hot music, hot music, the hot music, the hot music, the hot music, hot music.
Word up, the formation of words to fit. That's what I usually disturb you with. A lot of rappers never heard of this, or know half the time it is. You Dr. Elephant, what could you accomplish? Whether they skywriting your name or you anonymous, you be speechless with stinging sinuses. The roots Royal Highnesses through your monitors. I tilt my crown, then blow down a dime kiss. You need to buy a CD and stop rewinding this. I'm the finalist, shining like a rugged amethyst. And at your music conference, I'm the panelist. Listen close to my poetry, I examine this like an analyst to see if you can handle it.
Check it out.
You got the groove. MCs freeze, stand still. Nobody move unless you're dealing with the next movement.
That is one of the greatest homage lines, or one of my favorite. Let me just say, it's one of my favorite homage, and they didn't really do that too much in the 90s. So that's a line from Big Daddy Kane's verse in the Symphony, right? And he absolutely killed working that into that verse. I love
Examine
it.
this like an analyst to see if you can handle it.
Check it out.
You got the groove. MCs freeze, stand still. Nobody move unless you're dealing with the next movement. The P5D, we be the monument. I live my life nice, but I'm not too big. You theatrical as a Broadway paid. This ain't rent. 100% straight out the basement. Spreading this across the planet on some next shit. How many people feeling this love music? Come on.
Check it out, though. Yeah, you go. Stop what you're doing it. Yeah, it's the next movement. You listen and stop what you're doing it. Set it in motion. It's the yo. We got the hot music, the hot music, the hot music, hot music, the hot music, the hot music, the hot music, hot music, the hot music, the hot music, the hot music, hot music, the hot music, the hot music, the hot music, yeah. Check it out. We got yeah. Check it out. Yeah, yeah. Check it out. Come on, yeah. Check it out. Yeah, yeah. Check it out. It's like yeah. Come feel it. Check it out. Come on. It's for y'all. It's for y'all.
All right, so let me take the bass out. Let me take Jeff out. Let me take his other verse, because Black Thought is doing some ad-libs that I never heard before.
Next movement, you listen and stop what you're doing and set it in motion. It's the yo. We got the hot music, the hot music, the hot music, hot music, the hot music, the hot music, the hot music, hot music, the hot music, the hot music, the hot music, hot music, the hot music, the hot music, the hot yeah. Check it out, yeah. Check it out, yeah. Check it out, yeah. Check it out, yeah. Check it out. It's like, yeah. Feel this, don't. Come on. Come on. Yeah. It's for y'all. It's for y'all.
He got his Michael Jackson on at the end. People who are fans of the show, STEM research class students, valedictorian, salutatorian, A students know that when we play Michael Jackson stems on this show, Michael's always beatboxing along with the bass line or doing the drums with his mouth, or, you know, humming along to a bass line or drums or some instrument. And Black Thought got it in at the end there. Dope song. So yeah, not a very complex song, but layered, and layered with lyrics, layered with background vocals, with keys, with bass, cuts and scratches. Definitely hip hop. And as I said, one of my favorite songs from one of my favorite albums of all time. A bottom to top song album. So make sure, if you are not in tune with that, why don't you get in tune with it? All right, where are we going next? So we did the next movement. There we go. All right, so the show is STEM Research. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Thank you so much, all of the supporters, everyone that is donated, given subs, subscriptions, and the like. I see DJ Infinite's name on the screen. He's giving out subs. Neclusive is giving out subs as well. So thank you guys for doing that and being a part of what we're doing. This is serious. This is something I'm going to do every day, regularly. We even had someone subscribe for 6 months. We have a 6-month subscription. So talk about believing in a brother, but no pressure. I got 6 months of stems, and we can repeat if necessary, even though we won't be. You got to catch the show live. Shout out to my guy Sammy, who is a hardcore Bucks fan, and he's like, "Oh, the next movement is one of my favorite songs. How can I catch the show?" Here's the thing, Sammy. You can't. Choose the Bucks. I don't have a problem with it. Enjoy. 60,000 people in the Deer District or whatever. But this show, and it's funny because I just got an email from Twitch today, and they were talking about DMCA takedowns and all of that stuff. The kind of stuff that we don't have to worry about on this show. Because guess what? The shows don't go up. Once we do them live, that's it. They don't play again. They don't go up on my profile. There's nothing to get muted. There's nothing to get taken down. There's no strikes, and there's no reason for them to send me an email telling me that I need to watch the music that I play, because guess what? The shows don't get saved, and they don't tend to mute stuff while the shows are playing. All right? So a little method behind the madness. I talk about it a lot. A lot of things on the show I repeat because there are people that are with us every day and they probably know these things. And then there's people that are bouncing in and out. Like, I'm checking this out for the first time. What's it all about? Why are you even doing this? It's about my musical knowledge and me finding a lane on Twitch. A lot of DJs are on Twitch DJing, playing great music. I follow so many DJs. I get so many alerts all day, every day, right? From the time I get up in the morning, it could be 6 o'clock in the morning. It could be 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting alerts that somebody's mixing live on Twitch. 12 noon, 11 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 7 o'clock at night, midnight. Someone's always on Twitch mixing. And I said to myself, what can I do that's different? And this is it, STEM Research, where I go through the master tracks. So let's get to one of our favorite artists, or one of my favorite artists on this show, Michael Jackson, with the classic PYT, Pretty Young Thing, from the Thriller album in 1982. How many singles were from Thriller? How many singles did they release? 7. How long did they release those singles, Mike Love? A year and some change. This was the 6th single on Thriller. Now, we've played, what did we play last week? We played Wanna Be Starting Something, and the week before that, we played Human Nature. And I think those were like 4 and 5. And here we are with the 6th single. One of the things that I talk about a lot is these songs did not do well on the charts, on black charts. They didn't do well black. They did well on the pop charts, but they did not do well by the 6th single. Black radio was like, we've been playing that since the album came out in November 30th, 1982 is when Thriller dropped. Here they come releasing PYT as a single in 1983, September 19th. damn near a year later. Black radio's been on PYT, playing it everywhere, folks, and parties, everything. So the song only went to number 46 on the black chart. It didn't even crack the top 40. But I tell you something, if they would have had the nowadays they have things that detect songs when they play. And if they had that back then, you would have seen that these songs probably would have did a lot better on the charts because they would have detected that they were playing. But this is 1983. That's the type of software doesn't even exist. So, but it did crack the top 10 black. Shout out to Epic Records pushing it to the top 10. It peaked at number 10, which isn't bad. But again, a year later, the song's tired and there's no video. There's no video for the last 3 or 4 singles on Thriller. No PYT video ever. And Michael Jackson rarely did the song live in concert, if ever. Why? I don't know. It's a great song. Tenderoni? I think he created that word in the song. Bobby Brown came out with Tenderoni in 88, was the Don't Be Cruel album. Michael Jackson created the word tenderoni on this song. We were singing this song when the album came out. Tenderoni's got to be. Come on. Nobody. He made up a word. Give Michael Jackson, can't say his flowers because he's dead, but give him his credit. He created a word. Bobby Brown, he made it a hot line. Bobby Brown made it a hot song. Look at that. He was Jay-Z and Nas before Jay-Z and Nas did their thing. The song is written, composed, and arranged by James Ingram, Quincy Jones, and Michael Jackson. James Ingram stepped up, got some production credit on this. Said working with Michael and Quincy was nothing like he had ever seen before in the studio. Had never worked with such professionals. Michael with his intense, do what needs to be done, production style, stay in the vocal booth as long as need be. Quincy Jones is the Svengali, the guy that's like, it's my way or the highway. Believe it or not, Quincy was, he would drive the artist. More takes. Give me another take. Give me another. And Michael never had a problem with that. Greg Fillinganes also played on the demo, so he has a lot to do with the song as well. So James Ingram, obviously, Yamo be there. Definitely a connection between James and Quincy Jones. He was on Quest, his label. It's the usual gang of idiots, if you will. Lewis Johnson from the Brothers Johnson plays bass on the song. Ndugu Chancellor on drums. All right. So let's get the song started, shall we? The instrumental, so you can hear those things that you never heard before. In PYT, from Michael Jackson from Thriller. Don't think he ever performed this song live.
PYT, take 1.
I don't think so either. DJ Kemet, thank you for joining us, sir. Appreciate it, brother. That's my guy. One of the greats. One of the great DJs on Twitch. Make sure you follow him. All right? Shout out to you for being here, bro. S.T.E.M Research, the new show. Well, not new. So again, we start with the instrumental so you can kind of hear some things that you may not have heard in the song before. There are a lot of elements that go on in the song that happen, that are constantly happening in the song. So we want you to hear those. And the computer. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to close that, and we're going to reopen it. All right. And okay, let's go with that. All right. Okay, so let's take it to the top of the track, shall we? And here we go. Take it from the top.
PYT, take 1.
Sure it was. Sure this was take one, guys. Sure. S.T.E.M research. Once again, tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell that brother in the alley. Mike MFN Love. Let's go. So again, the instrumental is to give you an added vibe that you missed because you were singing along or you were into the vocal instrument, right? All right. So the vocal instrument, of course, is Michael Jackson's voice that would normally be going now. So I'll shut up and let you vibe out to the instrumental. Shout out to the brother Kemet, man. Thank y'all so much. Yeah, that brother is flowers, man. Definitely one of the dopest DJs from the crib all the way to the ATL. Well, I tell you, I remember DJ Kemet when he was a youngin'. He was a young boy. He was still in high school when I met him. Young guy, man. I'm so proud of him doing this thing. Look at him, all frazzled and gray like me now, man. Love it. DJ Kemet, here I have a story. DJ Kemet was in the newspaper. He ran track in high school and was on the front page of the sports section. Not making this up. Not making this up. He was on the front page of the sports section. He's an all-star track athlete in high school. Ask him. What? Nobody's messing with my memory. I don't just remember the songs, I remember people and things and situations. DJ Kemet was in the newspaper, running track. He ran hurdles. Breakdown. Great memory, bro. Yeah, I do. I don't know why I remember things like that. I can't remember what my wife told me to pick up from the store, but I can remember DJ Kemet on the front page of the sports section 40 years ago. Well, not 40, 30 some odd. Crazy-ish, man. DJ Kemet Murders Atlanta Weekly. He was DJing with Jazzy Jeff one year, and dare I say, rocking the same level, if not a bit more. Oh, the guy is a master, and he's the most humble murderer on the planet. Like, no DJ is more humbly murdering you on the set. Like, you don't want to go after him. You don't want to go before him. He'll bow to you gracefully, shout you out, make you feel special. But also, he's a murderer. That's my guy. I love him. I missed all these rhythm guitars because I'm singing with Michael right now. Milwaukeeans. I mean, we're a humble bunch. What can I say? Not everybody, but most of us. All right, so there it is, PYT, the instrumental. Let's start out with the drums. That is what we do on STEM Research. As I said, on drums we have Mr. Ndugu Chancellor, who you may remember from Arsenio Hall's show. He was with Arsenio. He was with Arsenio's band. I'll never forget Arsenio saying his name. Ndugu. All right. So Ndugu is not going to give you, he wasn't paid to come in and be great. He's going to give you a steady rhythm. So let's punch in some Louis Johnson from the Brothers Johnson, all right? All right. Louis Johnson, you know him well. You know him, you love him. He played on Stomp and all of those other great songs. All right, we put some guitar in there. How about some Rhodes? All right, who we have on what? Let's see here. Greg Fillinganes on synthesizer. Paul Jackson Jr. on guitars. All right. All right, let's take the guitars out. Let's give you bass and Rhodes. All right, my man Greg Fillinganes. Greg on keys. Guitar. Man, they put the serious overdrive in that. They gave you a little bit of extra overdrive. Bring the bass back. Let's bring the drums back. Ndugu! Guitar out. Take the drums back out. Guitars 3 in stereo. Guitars 2 in stereo. Guitars 1. Yes, that is a bongo attached to the drum stem. You know I hate when they do that. Give me my drum solo and my bongos separate, or congas I should say. Those are more likely congas. Because bongos are little drums. All right, let's take the guitars out. Let you rock with the keys. And the bass. Bass out. Rhodes. Nice. Synth 2. Punch that out. Sounds like they changed the chords on guitar toward the ends of this song. All right, and that's the end of the track. All right, so let me close this out. Close project and don't save. And let's open because it is time for the vocals. Michael Jackson with multiple takes. Multiple vocal takes. You gotta love Mike. Always giving you a little bit more than you expected. So, Michael's lead vocals, we have 2 separate tracks, Michael Lead 1 and Michael Lead 2. Michael Lead 2 is an alternate take. So let's start with the alternate take vocal from PYT that did not make the cut.
Where did you come from, lady? And ooh, won't you take me there right away? Won't you, baby?
Tenderoni.
Tenderoni, you've got.
I told you, Michael Jackson invented the word tenderoni. He invented it on this song in 1982. Invented the word tenderoni. Bobby Brown stole it, made it a song. Nobody said the word tenderoni before this. He invented a word. The GOAT. Let's take it from the top.
Where did you come from, lady? And ooh, won't you take me there right away? Won't you, baby? Tenderoni, you've got to be. Spark my need, your sugar fly with me. Don't you know now is the perfect time? We can make it night in the city lights. Then the night is the love and pain. Let me take it to the max. I want to love you, pretty young thing. You need some loving, tender love and care, and I'll take you there, girl. Ooh, I want to love you, pretty young thing. You need some loving, tender love and care, and I'll take you there.
Anywhere
Yes,
you
I
wanna
will.
go.
Had to punch up the backgrounds.
Nothing can stop this burning desire to be with you. Gotta get to you, baby. Won't you come as emergency? Cool my fire, yearning, honey, come set me free.
All right, so far, very close to the original. You can't really tell too much of a difference between this, but there are some little subtleties that differentiate this from the original vocal. And I'll punch up that.
Don't you know now is the perfect time? We can dim the lights just to make it right. In the night, hit the loving spot. I give you all that I've got. I want to love you, pretty young thing. You need some loving, tender loving care, and I'll take you there. Yes, I will. I want to love you.
See, that was like one of the little things, a little yes, I will. Oh, but that's
I'll take you
they
there.
did some editing and took some stuff out of
Yes, I will. I want to love you, pretty young thing. You need some loving, and a loving girl, and I'll take you there. Yes, I will. Yes, I want to love you, pretty young thing. You need need some loving, and the loving girl, and I'll take you there. Yes, I will.
Pretty young thing. You make me sing. Pretty young thing.
I never knew it was saying that. I never knew what that was saying. It was just like a robot voice. It was a robot voice to me up until I got a chance to hear that. So let's solo that.
Pretty young thing. You make me sing.
Hey.
Pretty young thing.
All right, let's punch up the PYTs.
You make me sing.
Michael.
Pretty young things, repeat after me. Say na na na. Na 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 na. Say na na na. Na 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 na. Oh, take it there. Take it there.
All right, let's take it there. Let's take it back and give you the background vocals. Doing the na-na-nas, which happen to be partially Janet and LaToya are in the background singing na-na-nas along with a gang of other young ladies.
Na na na. Na 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 na. Na na na. Na 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 na.
Sounds very Janet-esque. Sounds like a very young Janet. That's early Janet, right? That's Come Give Your Love to Me, Janet. First Janet album.
Na na na. Na 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 na.
It is listed on the album.
Na na na. Na 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 na. Oh, take it there. Take it there. I want to love you. Pretty young thing, you need some loving. The loving girl, and I dig you there. Dig you there. Dig you there. I want to love you. Pretty young thing, you need some loving. And the loving girl, and I'll dig you there. Dig you there. Woo!
Background vocals. The hamsters. I never I'm like, oh, that's what that's saying. Like, okay, that's why we have STEM research. Let's take it back. Hey. Young Love Janet. Yes. That's Penny. I have to ask you guys, like, why do they pretend those first two Janet Jackson albums don't exist? Like, Janet Jackson has 2 whole albums on A&M. It's like, those never happened. She was Best New Artist with Control. I love the little kiss. The little kiss. One of my producers, shout out to my guy Walt Cannon. When I was on 106.3, we were playing PYT in the studio, and it got to that part, and I do the kiss that's in the song, and he's like, I never heard that in my life. Walt Cannon is like 2 years older than me. I'm like, bro, how do you not know the kiss in PYT? All right, so let's go back to Michael's verse.
I want to love you.
Let's go to Michael with the backgrounds. All right, with the hamsters.
Dig you there. Woo! Take you there. Dig you there. Yes, I will. Come on, girl.
All right.
Take you there. Woo! I want to love you. Pretty young thing, you need some loving. And the loving girl, and I'll you there. Ooh. Ooh. Take you there, and I'll take you there. Go with me, go with me. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Ooh.
Alternate vocals. Alternate vocal take. Michael Jackson.
I want to love you. Pretty young thing, you need some loving. Ooh. Take me there.
All right, let's
Take you
give him
there.
some drums or
Take
something. Let's
him
give him
there.
some drums. Let's give him some drums. Michael breathing on the track. Breathing on the track. He could breathe on the track and make you excited about it. All right, let's bring it back just a little bit. Michael with the drums.
I want to love you. Pretty young thing, you need some loving. Ooh. Take me there. Take you 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 there.
Let's put up some vocal.
Come on, girl. Ooh. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Ooh. I want to love you. Get it on, girl.
Gave you a little Eddie Levert with the get it on.
Get it on.
Get it
Get
on.
it on.
Get it on. Get it on.
Get it on. Get it on. Get it on. Ooh.
Oh, Michael gonna give you ad-libs.
PYT.
Michael gonna give you ad libs. All right, he's gonna give you ad libs. That's what he do. All right, let's back it up a little bit and let's give you the actual lead that was used. But this song, the song on the album fades at around the 4-minute mark. But if you are a fan of S.T.E.M research, you know that they recorded 6 minutes of song, which is why these ad libs go on and on and on. So we'll punch up some of the other vocals to go with that. You make me sing.
You make me sing.
All right, let's take the drums out. Pretty young thing, repeat after me. Say na 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 na. All right, there we go. Let's punch the drums out.
Pretty young things, repeat after me. Say na na na, repeat after me.
Oh my God, what's going on tonight?
Na 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 na. Say na 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 na. Oh, take it there, take it there. I want to love you. I want to.
Okay, enough. My computer's like, that's enough. That's enough of Michael Jackson for right now, sir. We will go on to Fame because we can't handle it. We can't handle it tonight. All right, so what time is it? It is 9:51. Class is running a little late today because guess what? We started a little late. So we started a little late, so we'll run a little late. Thank you so much for riding with us. Shalise R., Jim Attic, Miss Chris, all of our regulars, thank you so much for being a part of what we do here. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you are a Amazon Prime member, you can subscribe for free. I just found that out because guess what? I was told that from D-Town 847, who said she did that today. She has Prime because it's a pandemic, and who doesn't have Prime in a pandemic? Because you want your stuff tomorrow. So since you want your stuff tomorrow, you probably have Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you can go through and search on this site on the it's easier to do it on the laptop than on the phone. But you can subscribe to this channel or any channel for a month for absolutely nothing. So if you'd like to do that, we love it. Fame by David Bowie is the #1 song. It went #1 on the pop charts. It went 21 on the black chart. And let me tell you something. I spoke of this before on this show. I'll speak of it again. When this song, and this song got a lot of play on black radio. And back in these days, black radio was black. It's 1975. There is plenty of black music to play without having to water it down playing artists that are not black. Black radio has, at least in that time, was there to serve the black community and the public interest. All of the radio, all the AM radio stations at the end of the day used to say that, here to serve the public trustees, blah, 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 blah. They meant that. They lived that. They were in the community, owned by people from the community, and they served the community. So when artists like David Bowie or Elton John or the Rolling Stones or Queen came along with a hit that had a black feel and it got played on the radio, on black stations, there was a little hesitancy from black programmers because they didn't know how the listeners would feel about it. But the listeners have always been about whatever's funky. Like, we like whatever is good. The Average White Band. Oh, my God, they've got white in their name. Average White Band came out with Pick Up the Pieces, a James Brown-esque funk ditty that you just could not deny. You cannot deny that. That had to go. And then they came, as I like to say, they came with the white album, then they came with the brown album. We have both of them on 8-track tape. So some music just cannot be denied. However, I was a little surprised to find out this song only went to number 21 on the black chart. I was surprised, but I wasn't surprised. So, because I remember there being a bit of, hesitancy back in those days, because they would say it on the radio. They would ask. It would be like, hey, how do you guys feel about this Fame song? How do you, way before people use words like cultural appropriation. A song is just a song. And David Bowie actually went on Soul Train, and Don Cornelius was a little like, okay, white guy. He didn't say that, but that was his general vibe, because that show was created for us to have a platform that we never had before that point. So when you're opening the door to that, and it's so funny to look at the world now. We're very open now. We're very open to letting people appropriate what we do, and then we're like, oh my gosh, like we're quick to be like, invite that boy to the barbecue. Invite that boy to the barbecue. And then we turn around, and then as soon as somebody, steals something or doesn't give us some credit for something, we holler into cultural appropriation. Well, guess what? You let him in the barbecue, you gave him a plate, and you sent him on his way with some foil and an extra plate. And now you're going to be mad because he took what he learned at the queue and applied it and started making some money? You got to be a little more careful with your stuff. And that is exactly what they were back in those days. So, Fame by David Bowie is a song co-written by John Lennon. John Lennon was rolling with David Bowie at the time. Carlos Alomar, who played the lead and rhythm guitars on this song. Definitely Carlos wrote the guitar part that is very famous in this song. And here's another thing. This song was bitten by James Brown. This song was so big that James Brown made a song that sounded just like it. I Need to Be Love, 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 Love at the end of 1975. David Bowie's song came out, did what it had to do on the charts, was a success. James Brown really at this point is searching for hits. Like, this is not Jane. Like, 74 was the last great hit year for James Brown. I'm not saying James Brown didn't make some great records afterwards, because he got I'm Satisfied. He's got Body Heat. Great crossover club classics. But I'm talking about hits. So James was done with hits. So James goes in the studio and kind of has a fame riff on this hot I Need to Be Loved. And I, as a kid that was 9 years old, I thought that James Brown came out with his first and David Bowie stole it from him. I was like, that David Bowie stole James Brown's song. And James Brown couldn't even put his out first. You know, it's just a kid and there's no social media, so we just got to make it up as it goes along. Well, as it turns out, years later, we find that James came after. Even though I knew the James Brown song came after, I was like, there has to be a reason. There has to be a reason that James Brown has a song that sounds exactly like Fame. There has to be. That guy must have stole it. Well, no, James stole the riff from him. So there it is. A little history on the song. Let's start out with the instrumental track, and then we'll work our way through the drums and the guitars and all those other things. It's STEM Research with Mike MFN Love. Make sure I got a good level here. All right. Let's take it from the top. Sounds so clean. Wait, there's words. There's not supposed to be words. Y'all know how this show works. Words are second. lead and rhythm guitar. Earl Slick on rhythm guitar. Emir Kassan on bass. Dennis Davis on drums. John Lennon on background vocals and acoustic guitar. And David Bowie on lead, rhythm guitar, piano, and percussion. All right, let's break the track down. Let's start with the drums. All right, so here we go. Nicely produced. Bowie enlisted Luther on backing vocals on this album, Young Americans. Ralph McDonald also featured on the album. Recorded at Sigma in Philadelphia. David Bowie was definitely a fan of black music, black artists, not a cultural appropriator, not a vulture. Always showed honor, respect for the music and the artists, because that's what he grew up listening to. That's what he came up on in his home country. So you better show love when you get over here to the States. That's what you're supposed to do. Take the kick drum out, snare and cymbals. All right, let's get some guitar in there. Carlos Alomar on lead guitar. As Eastern 001 said, Young Americans is the name of the album from 1975. Bass. Bass player. That is Emir Kassan on bass. Come on, let's give me a little taste. Let's pull the electric guitar back in. Nice pocket. Absolutely nice pocket. Carlos Alomar wrote this riff, so he is a co-writer on the song. And he was very happy to hear James Brown redo his riff. So he and Bowie were like, that's what's up. James Brown playing my riff. That's such a funky riff, man. Let's get that bass back there. All right, let's take it back to the top of the track with the reverse guitars and the bass. We'll take the lead guitar out. We'll leave the bass in. That's Bowie on acoustic. No, I take that back. That's John Lennon. Let's take that out. That's John Lennon on acoustic guitar. Just strumming away. John Lennon. Co-writer credit. That guitar is nasty. Guitar and bass guitar. Very crisp. This is actually mixed down. Unlike the other two stems that I played tonight, this is mixed down. This is a mixed stem. Get the electric guitar player song. So, a little background as we get ready to go into the vocals of the song. So, the song Fame is about the pitfalls of fame. It is John Lennon and David Bowie coming together and saying, gosh, this fame stuff sucks. The managers suck, the people suck, the fans suck at times. And John Lennon is singing backgrounds in the song, doing a fame, along with David Bowie. So let's check out the vocals as they talk about something that they both had at the time, fame, and the pitfalls of it.
Fame makes a man take things over. Fame lets him loose, hard to swallow. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. Fame, fame, that's your brain. It's just the flame that puts your church to keep you in. Sane.
That high-pitched fame is John Lennon on backgrounds.
Fame, what you like is in the liver. Fame, what you get is no tomorrow. Fame, what you need you have to borrow. Fame. It's just this line to bind your time and touch you to a crime.
I still don't know what this song is about. This is about fame?
Fame.
Guitars. Nice little guitar stabs in with the acapella. Some of the little things I missed with the music going.
Is it any wonder I reject you first? Fame, 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 fame. Is it any wonder you're too cool to fool? Fame. Fame. Will live for you, she'll live for me.
nice little delay on the vocals there that we have not seen in any other part of the song.
Live for you, she live for me. Gotta get a ring check on. Fame.
Nice. Bring the drums back in. Take the drums out.
What's your name?
What's the name? What's the name?
That was dope. I mean, that's the part. That's the part. We gotta rewind it. We gotta go back. That's the part. All right.
What's your name?
What's the name? What's the name? What's the name?
David Bowie, his buddy John Lennon, and Carlos Alomar writing about the dissatisfaction that they have with fame. Yeah, go figure. John Lennon's voice, as I said, is interjecting a falsetto fame throughout the song, and Young Americans produced this song, co-produced by engineer Harry Maslin, who was not a part of the rest of the album, but he got a chance to be a part of that. So, hot, wanna be loved. James Brown. My girls are in the background. They're upstairs. Whatever's going on is going on. We're gonna wrap up STEM research. Thank you guys for staying in class a little late tonight. We are staying in class a little late because I started a little late. So I started a little late, and technical difficulties. I'm throwing this computer out. Brand new computer by tomorrow. We gonna make this show work, baby. We gonna make it work. It's gonna be cracking. Tomorrow's show. What do we have on STEM research? Tomorrow is Wednesday. We're keeping it in a rock vein, in a rock star vein. We're going with Run DMC's King of Rock, Nerd, N-E-R-D with Rockstar, and Nirvana's In Bloom. So, put up your rock fingers, put up your devil, whatever that is, whatever they call that, right? Put up your horns, put up your rock horns, because tomorrow we're going rock with King of Rock, N-E-R-D, Rockstar, and In Bloom by Nirvana, which is another great song from Nevermind from 1991. So follow the show, set your alerts, or follow me and set your alerts for when I go live. So when I go live, you'll know I go live, but I go live every day, Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern, and 6 p.m. Pacific time. The show is STEM Research. I play STEMs. I do the research, and you listen and interact. Shout out to everyone in the chat. I appreciate all of my STEM researchers, the folks that know so much about so many of the songs. Shout out to all of you. Let me go through and send a shout to everyone who is on the feed right now. Much love to all of y'all. Charles Horton, thank you for being on the feed. Cove Valley, Commander Root, C-Quer, C-Q-U-E-R, I hope I got that right. Dark Paradox. DJ Kemet, thank you again, and salute to you. Make sure you follow DJ Kemet, one of the baddest, humblest mofos. He's the kind of, he lets you say it. He's never going to say it. He's never going to say, I'm one of the baddest guys. And that's what bad guys do. That's what the coldest guys do. It's like, I'll let you tell the world that I'm cold, and I'll just let my talent speak for itself. And that's what he does. All right. DJ Infinite, my man, 50 grand. Thank you for being you. D-Town 847, Eastern 001, the salutatorian, valedictorian. He's one of those of the class, man. Always on the chat, always dropping knowledge. Thank you, brother, for always being there. Gid Govman, I still can't pronounce that name every single day. Giddy Govman, Giddy Government. I might be a little closer right now. Miss Chris 7, Niclusive Oz Radio, Shalicer or Shalise R, Skippy Skip, Ton Toms, The Gym Addict, V&K and Virgo Pros. Thank you all for being a part of what we do here. It is called STEM Research. Thank you for your patience. Yeah, chuck the computer. Brand new MacBook tomorrow. Oh man, you guys have a great night and go whoever. You already know. All right, you already know. Kemet, thank you again for stopping by. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Join us for STEM Research, man. Peace.